Hey guys, Ian Altosaar Freedom Astrology here, and I'm getting into the habit of kind of recording a small video or a short video during and before going on my morning routine. It's really dark here in Estonia during the mornings now, so hopefully the lighting is kind of okay to shoot or record this video. But anyway, I want to talk about beliefs, this morning, and I really want to talk about kind of observing, changing, and even re-evaluating some beliefs, and through the example of money and also parents. So bear with me. So this video, let's jump in, and where do I want to start? I actually want to start with the parents, because a lot of our beliefs and kind of ideas that we have about the world and money and life and work and career, relationships, and the list goes on and on and on, is to do with our parents. So really important to understand where these beliefs that we so deeply hold true usually come from. So very often I hear people like, I very firmly believe this, and I think this is like this, and I really do think things should be like this. But once you get really deep into that space with them and start to kind of question these beliefs, very often they find out that actually what they believe is what their parents believed or still believe, and what they actually truly themselves internally believe and what they think about the situation is entirely different. But in order to find out that, the person needs to really be, the train is coming, the person really needs to be starting to ask basically the question, oops, there it is, and starting to ask the question, what do I really believe? What do I really think about the situation? And at times it does help when somebody else is by your side and kind of helping you to understand, like, maybe you don't really believe this. Do you really believe these things about the world? And I think money is a really good way of understanding this as well. Where do some of these beliefs around money come from? And I want to give you one example that I had recently close to me. That was to do with the person really saying constantly, like, oh, this is expensive and this is really expensive. Oh, I went to that shop and that was really expensive. Oh, I bought this. It's so super expensive, but I bought it. This kind of constant, everything is super expensive. Every little thing they do is super expensive. Everything they buy is expensive. And now it actually, and when we started like dissecting the belief and kind of even dissecting the habit, I should say, it really turned out that this is what they used to do and still do within the person's family. And actually the person themselves doesn't really believe that everything is expensive. It's just a very, very kind of natural habit of saying, oh, this is expensive. This, oh, I even add to it, I can't afford this because it's so expensive. So that's also one important kind of distinction. And it turned out when we went deeper with that belief, that actually it was a kind of like a habit of wanting to belong into their family unit, wanting to connect to their family unit, which is very, understandable. But, you get to a point of like, is this belief and the way I'm speaking about money and the things, is it really serving me anymore? Do I need to, say these things to want to belong, to want to get love from my family unit? And we got to the kind of place of, that's not no longer serving that person, and they started to kind of change the way they interact with them. Because even if you want to belong, it doesn't mean that you have to say these things and you need to think the similar things or in a similar way that your family is thinking. And you can just listen to them and just like, okay, you think it's expensive, good. I don't. I do have financial resources available, and I can do that for myself. Of course, that can, you know, create some arguments and strife occasionally as well, but you know, you really need to ask yourself, is you know, keeping the peace more important, or kind of being who you truly are and kind of living by those rules? So guys, I hope this helps, and I hope you get to dissect some of your beliefs and start observing your patterns that you're kind of going and jumping in, but you're actually not really believing in them anymore, and usually they come from the family unit. So keep an eye out for those and start asking questions about those beliefs and start changing them. Okay, my hands are getting super cold because it's super cold here in Estonia now. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching, listening, and see you again soon in the next video.